Hello, everyone. Sorry to leave you with a little bit of dead air there. Having a little bit of technical issues, but hopefully they're nothing too major. We can just go ahead and get started. Yeah.
Oh right, we're Sid now. It's like, why these looks are different?
This is what I was looking for, because we can do a recap of the story through here.
What is it that you wish to learn? One must understand one's place in the world.
All the way back to the beginning. Oops. So, when we were young, we were heading to Phoenix Gate with our little brother, and
I thought I was just going with the father to see a marching band.
yeah, father was there too.
No, I'm referencing a song.
Yeah, I know.
Okay, making sure.
Yeah, there's this fantasy world with like people that get branded because they have the ability to naturally use music, and they usually get used as like weapons or slaves, basically. And occasionally there will be one individual that is chosen dominant of a particular crystal, and they're able to turn into the icons, um, which are like the summon monsters from previous Final Fantasy games. We were headed to the Phoenix Gate with our brother, and turned into a second dominant of fire. Our little brother's the dominant of Phoenix, and we turned into the dominant of Ifrit and ended up killing him. But he, like, seemingly has time travel power because he went back and, uh,
Yelled at us.
yeah, he was like, "Oh, we found you," even though that was like him, which doesn't make much sense in retrospect. Maybe there was a different hooded figure. Uh,
There were just many hooded figures. They all have an organization. There's 13 of them. Oh wait, fuck one game.
but we did that and got captured and uh, forced into servitude by our mother, and uh, became part of the Imperial Army. And yeah, it's that. And then we were sent with a group of folks to try and capture the dominant Shiva, or kill the dominant Shiva. I'm pretty sure was the main goal. But we found out that that's actually our childhood friend Jill. We're like, well, we don't want to kill her now, so we're like working against our own group and killing them off. And then we ran into Sid, who is also the dominant of lightning, and he wants to make a world where all of the branded are free. And basically, his whole plan has to deal with uh, destroying the mother crystals. So we went along with him to destroy one of the mother crystals, and we successfully did so. But in doing so, opened a rift to like another world that an entity called Ultima came through, and that entity wants to use us as its vessel. But brother Joshua captured and is now containing Ultima, so Ultima is now trapped inside of our brother. And then years passed, and Clive, our main character, has now taken over Sid's name to continue the route of destroying the mother crystals. And basically where we're at, a church got attacked, and we went to go try and help the people there, but they were all dead. And that's it. We are caught up.
Thus ends
Hooray.
today's lesson. That broom's as ragged as goat's locks. I hear there's trouble in Rosaria.
Yeah, Clive did see that Joshua was alive.
Yeah, when
Where's my report?
Joshua was containing Ultima inside of himself, Clive saw that Joshua is alive.
Now sit down, you fool.
He mentioned it at some point last session.
Yeah, which, like, Joshua's the dominant of Phoenix, so it's pretty obvious that we didn't actually kill him, but
Yeah.
After the fall of Drake's head. And how pissed off all the other nations were that they didn't think to do it first.
Half a century of independence gone at the whim of a madman. So much for their bloody treaty.
Clearly, the promise of unblighted land and the world's supply of crystals was too much for his radiance to resist. And now the Republic's finally decided to follow suit, using liberation as an excuse to declare war on Sambrek. Lined up right outside the Dominion's gates as we speak, looking to starve the Imperials into submission.
And now all eyes are on the Strait of Author.
Well, the two nations beat their shields. The rest sharpen their daggers, ready to set upon the war-weary victor. They'll never see us coming. It's time we moved on the mother crystals. Four mother crystals remain in Storm and Ash. Drake's Breath near Ironhome. Drake's Fang in Dhalmekia.
we also know Gav, so it's like, this is just the Final Fantasy with the most normal name.
Here in the Crystalline Dominion.
Yeah.
With the bulk of the Republican army marching to Twinside, Drake's Fang will be left exposed. That is exactly the move Kupku had anticipated.
Game audio is very quiet.
And if there is anything these past 5 years have taught us, is that he
Double
Do you lower it
check.
in OBS, maybe? It sounds fine to me. It is a little quiet, I guess, but like,
his traps.
he's also not talking very loudly.
There is one place, however, where nobody will be expecting us to go.
He's like whispering.
There's a shitload of sea between us and it, and I've never been much of a swimmer. I have an acquaintance in Port Isolde who may be able to help. Who's that then? My uncle, Byron Rossfield. Lord Byron Rossfield of the Seven High Houses, the trade magnate with holdings in over 100 cities. Wait, Rossfield.
uncle's name gave him his start in the world, but it was his acumen which earned him his fortune, along with a handsome fleet of ships.
Well, it's settled then. What are we waiting for, eh? Huh?
What are we waiting for, Indy?
I hear there's trouble in Roseau.
Let me pull up your stream proper on my end so I can double check.
That broom's as ragged as...
Ah, yes. Our mysterious Moogle friend. Nectar, was it?
On Twitch, don't freeze up on me.
I'll stick with Nectar if it's all the same to you. What seems to be the matter? The hunt board? It's where the Cursebreakers post sightings of particularly fearsome beasts. Those that might pose a threat to our operations if they were left to roam free. Just because they can't be dealt with when they're spotted, doesn't mean they can't be dealt with later.
The stream is
Was
buffering like mad for
that
me.
what you wanted to know?
Scribble says that's better. Oh god, yeah, my stream lag is thing now though. And Scribble says it's better now.
Well, leaving your... What with the Blight and the war, the last thing they need is ungodly fiends. Then perhaps I can. Or
Oh, Clive. Welcome to the Patron's Whisper.
The
Oh no,
patrons
Patreon is
whisper.
invaded.
Does that mean someone else is taking care of our friend's donations?
Oh no, that's still me. It's just Karen has her toll, Blackthorn has his hammer. I thought a new name might liven things up. I still catalogue every item that arrives, in addition to setting aside those tokens of appreciation the sender has specified are to be presented to you personally. Would you like to see if we have any? Your benefactors are a generous lot. You earned this. Here you are. Best of luck out there, Sid.
How are you doing? Here you go. Always something in there.
Doesn't sound like anywhere is safe.
Do you think it was wise to leave, Gav? He didn't seem pleased.
I needed his eyes and nose in Dhalmekia. I'm not about to let Kupka take us unawares. Besides, he has a knack for that sort of thing.
That he does.
And wasn't it Sid who said that matters such as these are best left to dominance? Especially should one of his beloved opportunities to grow and change present itself.
I always knew that I would return one day. Return to Ironhome.
For what?
After learning the truth, you were given the chance to face your past. If I am to continue at your side, I must do the same.
We will face it together then.
To the end.
Come on.
How far do you think your mother's reach extends? Will we find the same tragedy in the south as we did at Martha's Rest?
More than likely. Which is why we should hurry. There are still many settlements between here and Port Isolde. We visit as many as we can and hear their stories. Starting with the village of Amber.
Me too.
Mockery of justice is what it is. Lord Elwyn would never have stood for this.
Quiet, you! I think we're loyalists.
Jill, look.
Rosaria must be cleansed of the stain which befouls her, that she might rise once again from the ashes to welcome a new dawn. It would be a pity to make examples of you all for the transgressions of but a handful.
Of course, your lordship. You shall have our full cooperation.
What business could the Black Shields have in a village this small? There's barely room to hide a bearer.
Then they must be here for something else.
You fancy dancing a gallows jig like the miller's son?
All right, I heard you the first time.
Excuse me, but what was all that about earlier?
You haven't heard? Someone's been stirring up trouble. There've been attacks on the garrison, supplies stolen. They even say a Black Shield was murdered. The Empire wants answers, and what the Empire wants, the Empire gets.
Don't they just?
Keep your ears open, eh? The Black Shields will pay good coin for information on the culprits. You'd have to be dull as a sack of stones to think you could take on the Empire. What with their 100 You seen them, didn't you?
Oh, Black Shields are bastards. Yes.
The Black Shields. Just now. You seen them, didn't you? At least I think there was a Black Shield. Can't say I ever saw one before.
Was this the first time they visited the village?
Here's a tip. They
What
wear
do you
black,
think?
and they probably have shields.
Amber's the arse end of nowhere. And they thought we might be harboring firebrands. Huh. If only we were. I might have turned them in and become a Black Shield myself.
You don't think these firebrands the Empire is looking for could be us, do you?
I don't know. But we need to find out. Greetings, friend. We are travelers.
I know that. What do you want?
We couldn't help noticing those Imperial soldiers who were here earlier.
Don't you go telling these strangers a thing. I speak for the people of this village, and we have nothing more to say to you. You are to leave Amber and never come back.
May I at least ask why?
I don't know who you are or what brings you here, but your presence puts us all in grave danger. The Empire is a harsh master. Its demands are great, and its justice swift. But as long as we keep our heads down and pay our tributes, we are left alone. Some might call it submission. But if it will spare my people the Viceroy's wrath, then I will gladly submit. This village will not become another East Pole.
Then we shall be on our way. These people live with a knife to their throats. In the mistaken belief that if they
They're monster
cooperate, my
hunters,
mother
got it.
will show them mercy.
Obedience bought
I've
with fear.
seen them block with great swords.
Are you all right?
That's where my brain went.
Sorry, It's nothing. We still don't know who the Black Shields are looking for.
Well, whoever they are, the Imperials deem them worth pursuing to the back of beyond. But other than Martha, who else in Rosaria would have the courage to stand against the Empire? A new ally would certainly be welcome. Can we find them before the Imperials do? Perhaps the next village will yield more answers.
Perhaps.
This pass will take us through the mountains.
And directly into the path of whoever or whatever lurks here.
Ever since the Apollo tree, we've seen more and more of these echoes.
What do you think is waking them? The mother crystal's collapse?
I have an idea. You're not going to like it. More of my mother's men.
I got hella distracted for a second. Hello, Shiro. Hi, Gav. We saw Gav. Fortunately, they only have one eye now, so you have to play as Sin now. fighting this giant explosive. What should I do? I have to fire it some more. Put more fire on the fire, it'll be fun. What does the X button do?
Fetch.
That's not how fetch works. But okay. That's not how fetch works. Clive just never played fetch before. I think that's how it works. That's not. You threw, he caught, that's fetch. I mean... I can't argue that. That is technically correct.
This would be easy.
Decimates their dagger bar if you pull them down like that. Hey Harley, you didn't meet yourself on stream, did you? Okay, making sure. And just to be sure, people in chat can hear Harley speaking as well, right? No. Okay. You didn't mute yourself in OBS somewhere on accident? Weird. I hear you. Did your microphone do something when you turned the setting off? Oh, you know what? I bet you OBS is looking at the wrong microphone. Can you? Uh, I I love technology. So much fun. Hardly. Oh, right. I should speak so stream can hear because apparently they can still hear me just fine. OBS is being dumb. And is
Check. There we go. The cable for my microphone is apparently loose enough that it was falling out just by nature of being there.
weird, but okay. Hey, they can hear you now. Good enough for me. Thank you, Scribble, for pointing it out.
Yes, as always, chat is invaluable for when there's weird technical issues.
We need to get a thing to sing a mime impression. We need to set up a thing at some point where your avatar like undarkens and bounces a little bit so people can more easily see like, oh wait, Harley's speaking and we can't hear her.
Yeah,
Blood,
I can get that going and just...
And still wet.
Yeah. I was stubbornly being like, well, the character design's not done, so I'll just wait for the character design to be done so I can get a better, like, VTuber style avatar or, like, better art. But it's like, that's taking so long that I should probably just, like, at least get the bare minimum.
Who we are. And still, you would bear your steel. Why then, we owe you our thanks. You have saved us the trouble of an interrogation. To dwell in darkness, that we may purge the night and welcome lasting dawn. On these, our swords we swear.
Say that again.
Oh, okay. Well, which part do you want me to start from? Disappointed the guy didn't be like, which part did you want me to say again? Sorry, I wasn't paying attention to what you wanted. You need to be more clear. So, I have a quick question about gameplay that I guess I've not thought about. Can you freely switch to any form from any form, or do they go in a cycle?
They are going in a cycle, because there's only one of the shoulder buttons.
Gotcha. So the game just kind of expects you to cycle between them a bunch.
I'm sure they would have made a way for you to cycle back and forth if there were more buttons on the controller.
Yeah.
tell me what I want and the end will be swift. Who are you looking for?
Why, you. We come bearing a message. Your friends have been found. The branded you freed from our camps. They await you in Ordeal. Guardians of the Flame.
Those are Old Hill's gates.
Then we hurry.
Glad they so politely waited for him to die before being like, we need to get over there fast.
Yeah. Like a single shield between them. Yeah, they're bad at their jobs.
Find something, boy.
Maybe look ahead instead of looking at him.
Death.
Found her.
This was my mother's doing.
But why? Why would anyone?
I don't know. I never truly understood her. But this...
Oh, Clive.
Understood. She's a power-hungry asshole. Don't be mean to the crows. They didn't do anything.
I will learn what madness drives her, and I will end it. We should go.
Yes.
We can't leave them here like this.
We won't. But if the Black Shields have made it this far south, they may already be in Port Isolde.
Bunch of people get killed makes me want to go somewhere else and hunt something.
Kind of work out the Engie. Yes.
Enjoy your meal. For the rest of us, let's take a stretch break and get some water and go to a commercial. See you on the other side. And we're back. Get us back over to the game, and we're good to go.
That's better. Faster.
Oh, he said faster. I thought he said bastard, and I'm like, what? What? Please do not be mean to Chocobo.
Faster. Chocobo mysteriously vanished in the middle of that combat.
Let's go.
I mean, that's how the Chocobo survived all these years, so makes sense. It can cast Invis on itself.
Time to fight.
Or you can't focus on a door if there are enemies nearby.
It also might be a story door that just doesn't let you open it until later.
Also, potentially true.
Guess for now we'll just pretend it's a wall.
Come on.
You deserve a rest.
There is no coin to be had in this miserable land, even if they wanted to trade with us.
I know. It was hard for us Dalmex here in Sanbreque before the capital fell, but now we'd be stoned if we even approached Northreach.
Ready, go? Be safe. That's what I think it is. This isn't gonna be easy. just will. I know I will.
We did it.
He did a punch.
That broom's as ragged as...
So Martha's all right.
Yeah.
Welcome to the Patron's Whisper. Is everything we've received and everything promised?
I hear there's trouble in Rosaria.
Is it business or pleasure?
Not both.
You'll not find a better price than that. It'd better all be here. Come again. Or don't. I'm not much bothered either way.
Damn madness. You'll regret coming here.
Have you ever had to? We haven't had to fight in one of these zones yet, right?
No, we have not fought in one of these zones yet.
I'm very curious if we do, and if we do, if it like alters your method of fighting. Still can't touch that door, huh? Because like it is inferred you cannot use magic in this zone, which would drastically change how Clive fights, I imagine. But at the same time, that might be kind of boring, so maybe that's why they don't don't force you to fight in these areas.
So it does actually shut off those 2 buttons.
Oh.
I can attack, but I cannot cast, and I cannot,
Well,
you look
can't
at
even
the...
change your form, yeah.
No, I can change my form. It doesn't
Okay.
do the, like, burst thing. But if you look in the UI at the bottom left, I am pushing the fire button, I am pushing the Phoenix shift button, or lower
nothing
right.
happens.
Not
Yeah.
doing anything. So magic just doesn't work here.
Fill it with fire. That guy's just a little bit higher level than you. Kick its ass. I love how much that combo just decimates a stagger bar.
Guess we're all ready.
You got knocked up in the air, and because we were playing Guilty Gear for so long earlier, my brain was like, burst, 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 burst! Fire attack was just so cool. Hey. I know I've already made this joke before, and you didn't even have to fight a bunch of players over it. All I will ever think of when I see Notorious Mark is just playing Final Fantasy XI and just seeing like 10 groups of people spawning, camping this one spot, just being like, sure hope I get it.
Yeah.
I never got it. Never. Never. Not once. I don't think I got a single NM ever in Final Fantasy XI.
I've gotten them a few times, but like never got the drops that I wanted until there were ones that like nobody was hunting, and it was just me trying to get something that was like super niche that I wanted.
Yeah, I think I needed / wanted a white mage spells because those were hella expensive and I didn't want to pay the money for it on the market. And I saw why they were hella expensive, and I got real into fishing and crafting so I could just pay the market. I got into the crystal market. Was hella easy to play. It was just buy your crystals on Wednesday, sell them on Saturday. Every fucking time you'd make a profit easy.
We've received and everything promised.
Because when there were less people playing, the price of crystals would fall. You could buy them, and when more people played over the weekend, price of crystals go up because suddenly people need them again, and you just sell them right back. Easy as hell.
All done?
Alright, that's been enough of a distraction. Let's go back to the story.
But punching. My memories of 11 are very spotty. I remember making a lot of money with, because if I remember right, I would fish, cook the fish, and sell them, and they would typically sell pretty well. I don't remember what cooked fish did in that game though. Did it just like restore health? Do you remember?
What fish did?
What cooked fish in 11 did?
I mean, it's the same sort of thing as like 14 different stat boosts based on what the dish was that was made.
Yeah, I just remember being frustrated by 11 because
But this is their home.
of how fucking asinine the crafting was in that game. Like, it's cool in its own right, but like as a game, I was just like, can I please just craft the thing?
I love 11's crafting because it ties into literally everything in that game with like elements and directions and all this stuff.
Yeah, see, like, it is something that is cool in terms of like world building and lore and stuff like that, but like when I had to sit there and go like, okay, I'm using a fire crystal, what direction do I have to face again, what time of day does it need to be, like, I hated all that shit so much. Like, it was cool, but I still hated it, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it's just that it, like, I don't know, it's a very different sort of game. It is very much trying to simulate a fantasy universe more than it is being a video game, which
and it does a damn good job.
That has its audience. I am one of that audience and miss 11 all the time.
None of that stuff. It actually did affect crafting a good deal. The problem was even if you did everything perfect for when it came to crafting, you always had at minimum a 5% chance to fail.
8.
And was it 8? I thought it was 5.
No, I don't know if there is ever guaranteed, like, or a possibility to fail every craft. I was just gonna say that, like, I have like first-hand experience that the directional crafting stuff actually does work.
Oh, like, yeah, it does. It adds a percentage, but
yeah,
the thing that frustrated me was just, so I have really bad luck when it comes to video games. There's one story I tell people in particular. I needed one more ore to finish like a quest in Final Fantasy XIV. I had a 95% chance to get that one more ore. I failed that 95% chance 6 times in a row and had to wait another hour to get another shot at it. And I was really, really mad. And I'm still mad. I'm still mad. You can tell the papers that I was mad because I was mad and I'm still mad.
XCOM.
Yeah, basically, I have XCOM problems in every video game I play.
Have you ever seen the XCOM gif where, like, the guy is literally holding he's like literally holding the gun to the alien's head.
Yep.
It is point blank.
It has like a 68% chance to hit, and I'm just like, yeah, the bullets just flew 90 degrees out of the gun.
It's still like a 95% chance to hit, but the person misses and it still like shows the entire thing, and they like twist their wrist to make sure that they don't hit them properly. It's just
not what I haven't seen. I've seen a still image of like a shotgun in an alien's face, and it was like 68% chance to hit, and I'm like, what the fuck happens the other 30%? What is this? Yeah, XCOM is the kind of game if I played it, I would be save scumming like insanely.
Yeah, Final Fantasy, the direction as well as like the day matters, and the moon phases, like all of that stuff matters.
Like, you can still craft and ignore all that. You still have a chance to succeed regardless, but like, your chance is greatly improved by adhering to these things.
No chance of slipping through unnoticed. We'll need to find another way in.
You could just start setting things on fire and everyone will run off, except the soldiers, who you can then punch in the face.
I thought we might be able to reason with the guards. Or at least bribe them.
I suspect
Walk
everyone
30
in
feet
that
to the
crowd
left and
thought
climb the
same.
gate.
Was that the only way in?
Officially, yes. Strictly speaking, no. My uncle once told me that the nobles had tunnels built. so that they could visit town without having to walk amongst the rabble. The Lazarus. We'll find our way into the city there.
If you're sure. The entire place looked abandoned. Do you think it's safe?
As long as it is abandoned.
The good news is we haven't seen a single black shield since Old Hill.
Maybe they found who they were looking for. This is nothing like I remember it.
How quickly a crown can lose its luster.
Not abandoned then.
Oi! Visitors!
Apologies. We'll show ourselves out.
It has kind of had one dungeon so far.
I mean, I feel like we're not too far in either. I could argue there's been two.
Yeah.
I feel like both of the dominance we absorbed meant that we went through a dungeon to get to the end of it, basically.
The one before Sid was like too basic to me.
I mean, it was our first dungeon, like, as a character, it felt like.
And
I could argue, too, the fort was sort of like one, but it was more of a tutorial dungeon, if anything.
Yeah, I consider the fort to be one, and then, like, the, like, ruins that we went through where we learned that we were Ifrit the whole time.
Oh, yeah, that kind of was a dungeon, too. I feel like this game
I've
kind
only
of...
ever seen one man fight like that. And he's long dead.
Then perhaps
The game-
it's time you joined him.
The blessing of the Phoenix. It can't be. I was there when you died.
What was I saying? Oh, this game does what some more modern games are starting to do, where like the line of what is a dungeon is blurred a little bit.
Forgive me, my lord. I knew not whom I addressed. You have naught to fear from us.
The one where we learned we were Ifrit had, like,
It really is you.
kind of puzzles. Well, singular puzzle. So that one
A
definitely
puzzle.
counts as a dungeon to me.
That's fair.
We can speak inside.
You can also just speak right here. Perfectly good outside.
And those who wouldn't bend the knee?
We left before the Empire could make examples of us, though we didn't go far.
and we banded together to form the Guardians of the Flame soon after. Alas, there is only so much a handful of aging shields can do against the might of an empire. But we've seen to it that their stay has been anything but pleasant. Of late, though, we've had our hands full just trying to keep the Duchy's few remaining bearers out of the Imperial's clutches.
The Cullings. We saw what happened in Old Hill.
Aye, the foul work of the Black Shields and their mistress.
You mean my mother? But it doesn't make sense. Even knowing what I know about her. Her hatred for bearers was no secret, but she wouldn't have been ignorant of their value to the realm.
No offense, my lord, but in case you haven't noticed, the Lady Annabella couldn't care less about the realm. She barely even cares for her own home. That much has been plain since the slaughter at Eastpool. And, since granting the Holy Emperor a new heir, her obsession with bearers only seems to have grown. As to why, I don't know. Maybe she can't bear the thought of anyone having the power to challenge her beloved son.
Her son.
Sir Wade, the Black Shields have broken camp. They march in full force for Buick Bridge.
Then so do we. Make ready. This is their main host. If we remove the head, perhaps we can prevent what happened at the docks from happening somewhere else. If I do nothing, then the blood of their next victims will be on my hands.
Yours and ours. We too have witnessed the crimes these men who dare call themselves shields have committed in my mother's name. It cannot be allowed to continue. We must put a stop to this madness.
We must. So let us go with you. For the good of Rosaria.
I was hoping you'd say that. Very well. If that is your wish, I would be honored to serve at your side.
And we at yours.
So, Wade, let us do our duty.
With pleasure, my lord.
I imagine this endeavor will require more than just our wits.
Then let's hope Sir Wade has a good quartermaster.
That's the Archduke's son.
You are welcome to what little we have managed to salvage. Will that be all? Of course, my lord. As you wish, my lord.
Tell us then, Sir Wade. What is your plan?
Nothing fancy. You, Lady Jill and I make for Buick Bridge, and provoke the main host at their encampment. Sensing an opportunity to end the Guardians, the Black Shields will call for reinforcements, who will be met from the rear by parties of my brothers hidden throughout the surrounding hills. This will allow us to wage battle on the bridge without fear of being overwhelmed. While the Black Shields have an advantage in numbers, you see, they prefer to fight in small units, which we can use to our advantage.
How small exactly?
Small enough, now that I have you and Lady Jill for company. I doubt I could have done this on my own.
But until we arrived, that was your plan. You You haven't changed a bit.
So wait. The bearers from Alden have been laid to rest.
Very good. Now make ready for battle.
As you command.
Thank you, Sir Wade. Perhaps now they will find peace.
There is but one thing which will grant them peace. Putting an end to the Black Shields.
And so we shall.
I just realized what I've been doing for the past hour or so. I have I went to a Mexican place after I ran my errands. And we went. They gave us some like sauces to use, and I forgot to use them. And so they're like 4 small cups stacked on top of each other, and I've just been rotating them through by taking 3, putting them down, taking the one that was on the bottom, putting it on top, and just doing that over and over again.
I do that sort of thing a lot too.
Like I've been doing it for since we started streaming, and I didn't even think about it until I looked down at my hand and I'm like, what am I doing?
Did you finally run out of Wingstop honey mustard?
No, I still am going through it. I've used it like every day too. I have put it on like everything almost. And I'm still got a good bit. I threw out the cheese because my roommate didn't want it though. I'm almost out of it though. I have. Let me go look. I don't have a lot left, but if if I had like say 20 sauce cups when I came here, I have like 6 or 7 left.
Of the flame. You presume to tell us that a pair of
It gave us so much honey mustard, that was ridiculous.
Yeah.
Yeah. Against the might of the
We went as they closed, and they basically like, oh, y'all want honey mustard? Here. And just threw all of them, what they had at us, basically.
There had to have been like 50 packets in the order.
And they weren't like small cups either. They were like cups the size of my fist. So like, it's a good amount of stuff they gave us.
Bloody hell! Reinforcements from the far bank!
More dragons.
Worms. The Imperials aren't taking any chances. I can't say I'm flattered.
A noble stand, albeit a misguided one. In taking it, you have but proven our point. That this land is in dire need
of cleansing.
I don't see any more.
Nor do I. The plan worked.
It did. It bloody worked. We sent every last one of the rotten bastards straight to the mud. My, Lord, perhaps this will be enough to stop the Cullings. For the time being, at least.
Perhaps. Though I doubt my mother will take this loss well. She'll move swiftly to see her minions' ranks replenished.
And then it will all begin again. I often wonder if the nation we once knew is gone for good. Her fields rot. Her people starve. We battle to preserve the flame that was, but for every foe we fell, another springs up in its place. Yet be that as it may, it is still our home, and we must fight for it. As we always have, and always will. For as long as the Firebird's flame burns in our hearts, the Duchy cannot die. And her loyal subjects may dream of a day when the Rosarian standard flies over Rosalith once more.
So wait,
Think we should fall back to Port Isolde before the garrison sends reinforcements? A sound strategy, my lord.
Hope you rest well. As for the rest of us, let's go ahead and hit up a commercial break. Take a stretch.
Well, Gav,
Get some water.
I may make some tacos.
Sounds like a
Some leftovers.
plan. And we're back. Ready? Have a good
Sorry,
break.
Chad, I lied.
I don't think they're going to mind that you did not get tacos.
Do you play Monster Hunter, Harley?
We played Monster Hunter World together a little bit.
And how long has my uncle been funding you and your
We're gonna play the
comrades'
beta tomorrow.
endeavors?
Since the beginning.
Don't have space to download.
Byron was the first person
Oh,
I turned to
damn,
after
that's
forming the
fair.
Guardians. And had I known of this tunnel back then, I wouldn't almost have been hanged by the city guard for trying to sneak over the wall.
Gotta get this game beaten so that I can free up my hard drive again.
And appearances must be maintained. Were the Vice Regency to catch wind of Lord Byron's involvement in our movement, they'd seize his estate and send him to the gallows, where he would be of no use to anyone. And so, though it sickens him to the soul, he plays the part of the loyal lord, knowing that one wrong move might prove his downfall. It is why he remains ever vigilant. Don't be surprised if he refuses you an audience, especially since you're famously dead.
Then I will have to think of a way to prove that I am neither wraith nor wrongdoer.
I might have something which could help with the latter. It's the mark of the Guardians. Display it, and those who love Rosaria will know where your loyalties lie.
You know, there sure has been a lot of
I shall wear it with pride.
Be sure
I
that
hate
you
you.
do.
But look, I have this
I
cool
don't want
pin.
my
Oh, I
meditate
have to
you
respect
again.
you now.
Unless you deserve it.
Yeah,
Like, I think this is the
If
third
only
time
Sir
this
Tyler
exact
could
thing
have
has
been here to see
happened.
you.
it's
Or the Lord
probably
Commander.
some sort of thematic element.
Thank you,
Like,
Sir Wade.
I don't
If there is ever
know
anything
enough
you
about
need.
I know. Go on now, my lord.
Japanese culture, but
That's
it could also
fair.
be them trying to interpret like uh European culture in particular, especially like in this sort of era with like signet rings and stuff. That might be what they're trying to like.
Oh, I guess it's fair. Yeah, because like I just know this is the third time we've been handed a thing, and now people will
Accommodating.
respect / talk to us.
Do you really think they believe we are who we say we are?
Getting it ready for
No
Archipelago.
Fair. I really hit the two-factor authentication. Oh my god.
Right, I guess. My uncle believes we're imposters here to rob him. And means to string us up himself.
Imagine my surprise when I was told my nephew had come to visit. Clive Rosfield died long ago. And for uttering his name here, you shall pay with your tongue! You would mock me as well?
It is I, Sir Crandall of Camelot, loyal servant to Her Serene Holiness, Saint Sybil the Unshod. Meadow, thou vile sorcerer, for thy crimes against church and crown, I shall have thy head.
Curse thee, infectious flax wench. Even in death, must thou plague me still? Very well. I shall open the gates of hell, that thou might see thy charge once more.
Bravo, Uncle. You're still the finest matter in the twins.
Oh, Clive, my dear boy, it's really you.
They did that really well.
Always were fond of that scene from The Saint and the Sanctuary.
Yeah, I agree. That was well done.
I have a favor to ask, Uncle Byron.
Rutherford, inform the kitchens. There'll be guests. We dine immediately.
But, Uncle...
You can't very well regale me with the tale of your miraculous preservation on an empty stomach. Go on, sit. See that you use the good plates, Rutherford.
That also felt very real.
So you arrived late to one of her cullings, did you? Since becoming Vicereine, Annabella has been a
The
constant
little
thorn
smirk
in
that
Viseria's
Clive gave
side.
was really good too.
These atrocities are a new low. Something has changed. Quite what, I don't know, but the woman we knew is gone, and a monster sits in her place.
She never seemed like a good woman to begin with, and
For
she
better
kind
or
of just got
worse, I've been
poisoned
charged
for
with
a night.
governing this town, and thus must maintain the illusion of obedience. That's all I can do to aid Wade and his merry band of revolutionaries.
So he's told us.
Granted, we're seeing things from Clive's perspective, so
Be forever in your debt.
he very much seemed to have a thing against Clive from the
It's been
beginning.
20 years, Clive. The nation your father and your forefathers fought to defend is no more. Perhaps it would be otherwise had I the courage of my brother.
Ah, they did that very well too. That,
All
like
right,
stumbling
if it's
over
a
the
ship
word
you
brother.
require, a ship you shall have. I've a galley in port, but recently relieved of her cargo. She can be outfitted for the voyage in a matter of weeks.
So you believe us then? About everything?
Believe you? Ha! Only a fool would believe even half of the things you claim. But until tonight, only a fool would have believed my nephew still lived. And besides, I have it on good authority that Clive is telling the truth.
Whose authority?
On your own, of course. You've always been a terrible liar.
Is that true?
It's not untrue.
Let's
Oh
say
my
no more
God.
about it today. It wouldn't do to linger on my nephew's greatest failing.
About to be like, yeah, we played Among Us this one time. Man, he was so bad at it.
The one thing I cannot believe, though, is all this about you being Sid. You were always such a good boy, but now you're quite the outlaw. Which, if I'm not mistaken, would make me an outlaw's uncle. Right then, who shall we pillage first? Rutherford, fetch me my cutlass. This will be fun.
I like this guy.
Making the uncle too likable. He's a dead man.
Yeah, that's kind of how I feel too, but I'm just gonna hope that's not the case.
Over there. Go on.
She's a fine ship, isn't she? Once outfitted, she'll bear us across the boiling sea to Drustinus in the space of 3 days. Something on your mind?
Monsters.
I heard a rumor that monsters were
When I
coming back.
served the Iron Kingdom, I did so because I saw no other choice. Because once they learned that the lash would not move me, they turned it on those who could. And so I became their puppet. I let them pull my strings, telling myself it was not my hand that swung the sword, but another's. I removed myself from the truth so I wouldn't feel the pain it caused. And before I knew it, I no longer felt anything. Anything at all. I had become a monster.
Jill.
I don't want to be a monster, Clive. Do you understand? I want to choose a different path, a better path. To live on my own terms. But before I can do that, I need to come to terms with my past.
And when you do, I'll be standing there with you, just as you stood with me.
I wish I could be that smooth.
Thank you, Clive. I must atone for my sins. Only then, when it's done, will the monster cease to be.
Just promise me that you won't die with it. Now, let's get some sleep. The journey back to Benamir is long, and there is much to tell the others.
Here be gerblins.
Only
I mean
the founder
monsters.
knows what awaits us in the Iron Kingdom. But Vivian could probably make an educated guess.
Typical nobles.
How did we never
There are
hear
new
about
billets
these
being
guardians of the
posted
flame?
every day.
Same way they
Not
never
enough
heard
saw
about
it.
Clive! Oh, am I glad to see you?
Is something wrong?
It's Blackthorn. He ain't himself. And if I'm honest, he ain't been for a while. Look, normally it only takes a couple of drinks to perk him back up, but not this time. Something's getting him down. And whatever it is, he ain't telling. It's like he's lost his spark, you know? He's barely got enough fire in his belly to get the ump about stuff. But I'm thinking he might if we both bent his ear, because he respects you, innit? So, what do you say?
Fine. If you think it will help.
Knew you'd understand.
But if he doesn't want to talk, we let him be. He'll open up when he's ready.
All right. Now, he'll only smell a rat if we both turn up at once. So, I'll go first, and you can meet us at the forge. Wait a bit, then head over when you're ready.
Oh, I wasn't expecting you back so soon. Best of luck out there, Sid.
Fancy a look at the list, do you? Quick look. Always something in there.
No quest. There's always something in there. No quest.
take you for a scholarly van.
Oh, this? Well, it's Valisthea, a culinary pilgrimage. I borrowed it from old tomes. Seems there's no creature in the realm so foul it can't be cooked up into something delicious.
True.
Think I'll stick to the unfoul ones, thanks.
Oh, where's your sense of adventure, Sid? Honestly, one glance at these recipes.
This is
and
just
even
the guy
you'll
from
trade in your
Delicious
sword
in
for a
Dungeon.
butcher's cleaver. From spit roasts to sweetmeats, this book has them
Yeah.
all. What I wouldn't give to bring these recipes to life.
If it's my blessing you're hoping for, then by all means.
Well, I'm no hunter, Sid. The first tunnel worm I came across would be the death of me. But you're made of sterner stuff. Would you help me resurrect one of these recipes?
Something tells me you won't be taking no for an answer. Fine, I'll help.
Fantastic! Thank you.
So, dare I ask what's on the menu?
Chance's Stew. It was once a favourite among the gourmands of Oriflamme, if the author is to be believed. Though Molly's never heard of it. The only problem is that while the recipe is extremely detailed in most respects, it's infuriatingly cryptic as to the main ingredient. A beast, no doubt. Most likely something that would make easy work of a simple cook with more broth than brawn, but unwanted violets. I've no idea what they might be.
Does the book say anything else?
Well, only that the sweetest violets sprout atop the bed of roses.
Roses. Rosaria, perhaps? One of the butchers in Martha's Rest might know something. I'll ask next time I'm there.
That monster's taken quite a liking to Lady Karen.
First August, and now you. What are you pair up to? What's it got to do with me?
August was worried that something had been weighing on your mind. I thought you might want to talk about it.
Did you now? I told you not to stick your nose in my business. What'd you go and do?
Clive just wants to help, innit? What's so bad about that? Talk to him. You never know, you might feel better for getting it all out in the open. Please, mate. I'm worried about you.
Phil, shut you up. It's nothing really. Stupid. Not the sort of thing you bother people about.
Why don't you tell us all the same?
Karen and I have an arrangement. I keep an eye on Goots, and she shows me what the competition's up to. Interesting arms and armor, things like that. Anyway, the other day, she shows me a cuirass she's come by. Masterpiece of level work. Light, supple, and tougher than it had any right to be. Made my stuff look like every clumsy shit. I should have brought the bastard thing there and then just to study it, but I was too proud. Now, every time I reach for my hammer, I'm reminded that I'm not the craftsman I thought I was. There. You happy? You got what you came for. Now piss off.
All right. We're going. I always thought of old Blackthorn as a bit of a force of nature. Like a storm cloud full of ale. Didn't think anything could rattle him. Least of all a stupid piece of leather.
Blackthorn's always taken pride in his craft. Questioning it means questioning himself. Something tells me this is only going to get worse. If he has doubts, it will affect his work, which will only add to his problems. We need to nip this in the bud.
I couldn't agree more.
He said he should have bought that cuirass. Perhaps we should track it down for him. Assuming you're happy to help, that is.
Too bloody right I am.
Glad to hear it. First things first, then. We need to speak to Karen.
That monster's taken quite a liking.
Karen, do you have a moment? Blackthorn mentioned that you'd recently come by a leather cuirass. An exquisite example of the craft, from what he told us.
And he ain't been himself since he saw it. So we thought we'd buy it for him.
Sorry, sold it already. Didn't think Blackthorn cared for it the way he turned his nose up. But it was nicely put together, that's for certain. Even if the bloke who made it is a bit of an odd one. Happened across him on my travels. Makes all his stuff to order, but the fella who commissioned it refused to pay. He didn't like the colour of summit. So I took it off his hands for a fair price.
You don't know where we might find him, do you?
Like I said, he's a bit of an odd one. Doesn't even have a workshop. He don't trust hunters neither, which means he spends as much time out tracking beasties as he does working their hides.
I see.
He did tell me something, though. Apparently, his next commission's for a set of griffin hide greaves.
Here, there's a griffin on the hunt board. The curse breakers were placing bets on who'd bag it. Now, where the bleeding hell was it sighted? Somewhere in Sambrec, maybe. Care Northern, that was it.
Thank you, Karen. We'd be lost without you.
At least you admit it.
So, it sounds like going after that griffin might be the best chance we have of finding our roaming leatherworker.
I'll leave the hunting to you if you don't mind. While you get on with that, I'll ask around the markets. See if I can't sniff out who he is and where he's hiding.
Good idea. Hopefully one of us will be able to track him down.
Not allowed to walk through the bushes. Please take the bridge.
No, I'm like falling asleep playing.
Do we want to call it?
I want to try to get this quest done at the very least, but it's like,
I mean, if we need to stop, we need to stop. It's okay.
yeah. It's
If
like
you're gonna be in like a combat situation too, where that thing's probably gonna be a little above your level and it's gonna be real tough. Like if you're half asleep, that's gonna be hard.
Just make for that much more of an exciting episode.
by ending with you dying.
No. Be a struggle.
But I think after that, then we're gonna call it.
Yeah, calling it fairly soon. Either I feel too tired or we finish this quest.
Okay.
I think it said it was by the Airy.
I already forgot where they said it was.
I need to stick. Yeah, I think it was near Clairview. I don't know.
Slavers don't even bother with Northridge now.
Do you see anything you like? Come back again.
Keep them pilgers nice and chilled.
Look at this place. We spend half
Time to fight. Farewell.
You know what? When I can't even keep straight where we're going, maybe I am too tired.
It's alright. That bird's not going anywhere, so.
Sorry for cutting the stream short, but I am exhausted and I got a flu shot recently, which is probably just making me even more tired. So gonna go ahead and call it, and we'll see you next week, everyone. See if I can find a channel to raid us all over to, so we have somewhere to hang out and watch for a little while. I have no idea. They're playing a Sonic game. Sonic or Banjo Tooie? Does anyone have any opinions on that?
Let me see what options I have too, just before I say one way or the other. I can also influence this. Yay. There's someone really cool playing Final Fantasy 16. Oh wait, that's you. I don't really have anyone I know streaming anything I'd be cool with rating. My thought would be Sonic, but what was the other option again?
Sonic, Banjo Tooie, and it looks like somebody else is also doing UFO 50.
Ah, I like that game, or some of the game. I've played 3 of them, and I like 2 of them so far. 66% is passing in some slots.
Let's go ahead and do UFO 50. It's
Hell yeah.
It's one of the hit things right now.
Have you? Do you have it? At
No.
all? Or have you played it? No. Okay.
Played it or have access to it or anything.
It's extremely good. The first game I played I played 3 games. The first one was extremely good. The second one was not my bag of stuff, and it had several layers of RNG. The third game was also very good, and that's all I've done.
Yeah. Anyway, night everyone. Enjoy UFO 50.
Later. Ah, slow beef.